Brothers and sisters, here we are at the Ibew International Office here in Washington, D.C., where we're going to be doing some lobbying of our representatives that represent us back at home in 278. But while we're here, we wanted to make sure that we got a good tour of the international office. That way we can take it back for it so that y'all can see what exactly goes on here in Washington, D.C. So let's go in and take a look. Here we go. The international office. About to hit the museum. That's a nice mural, man. That's a real nice mural. Oh, yeah. Now the museum is going to be straight back here. And they also got a mural of all the
international presidents
of the IBEW, all the way from the founding father, one of the founding fathers, Henry Miller. It also says where they're from. We have the international president right here from Texas, Howell Roach, from 1929 to 1933. And right after him, another one from Texas, both of them from Houston, Daniel W. Tracy. And back then they were both. They considered they were both outside linemen, journeyman linemen, and inside journeyman linemen. They held both classifications. Nowadays, most those classifications are separate. You're either a journeyman lineman or you're a journeyman wireman. Now, I have met one member who is both here in this, even in the modern day in 2025, but it's really rare. It's very, very rare. So yeah, even up to our current president today, Kenneth W. Cooper.
They have those linemen in the case right here. They actually belong to Lonnie Stevenson up here. Those are his first pair of clients. And here they have like a day book so you can sign in and show them that you visited.
IBW 278, baby. (1911) Mural Magneto party line. This phone has a 5-bar, 80-volt alternating current. Pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. All the history in this room right now goes back to the beginning of the IBEW. All the international conventions. You know, like I said, there's so much history from all over the IBEW from when it very first began.
These are all old charters and tickets and all kinds of things. So the embossing seal that we use on the tickets.
Oh yeah, the seal, the stamped tickets. Yeah, man. The original. These are all different copies of different charters from the very first locals.
So they used to give you stamps for your dues. working cards. They used to give you withdrawal cards when you retire.
They still do. It just doesn't look like that anymore.
So these are from the NBEW before it was the IBEW. They're ledger books. On that side, I think is the IBEW ones. Groundbreaking shovels.
Oh, the scissors that they used.
The gavels, man. The convention gavels. The party line. It works on the other side. So there's another phone on the other side that you can talk back and forth. So the underground splices.
Under the streets, yep.
Yes, sir. Underground electrical vault. That's from 25 years ago. Power drill. Fuse wire tester.
So this was the
Testing equipment.
I remember this picture from the workbook that
Yeah,
we did from the apprenticeship. Remember that one, John? That it was in the workbook that we did, and man.
The Journeyman series, 150 years right there. They're chrome.
Hey. Political buttons.
Henry Miller. Right there. These are ledger books, so this is like them paying their ticket. But there's JT Kelly, Henry Miller. Can't read some of the other ones. But yeah, man. It's cool stuff. There's something in here that I think that has his signature on it. This is volume 1 of the Electrical Worker. That's the actual original print.
cool, man. That's real cool.
So what I did is I embossed like my business card, and then I have it in my with my certificates. Yeah. So it's on like that card that's on one of my certificates. That's what that card is from that. It's old school. It's the left-handed.
Yeah, because it's the left-handed one.
It's the left-handed. That was the original one before they didn't want to be associated with communism, so they changed it to the right one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What would be your message to our members?
Every person makes a difference. You may not think you're making a difference, make a difference. Just a little thing. You know, a lot. So try your best to be involved with the IBW. Matter.
Well, good seeing you like always. Yeah. Yep.
Thanks so much.
Cool. Yeah, we'll come right over here to International Secretary Treasurer Noble's office, and here are the gifts that you only get here at the International office when you come for a visit. That's a few coins, pins. We'll take one. They've already packed it for y'all. Before they used to have one at each desk. Yep. And then come right this way. This is International Secretary Treasurer Paul Noble's office. Similar mirror image of the room a little bit, except the desk is a little bit different, and then this is more in a table setting as far as meeting room. There's no secret door here; it's open, you know. But he is from the Illinois area, from Local 702. They do have a wall of the previous Secretary Treasurers. On this wall, there's only been so far 2 people that have served both International Secretary Treasurer and International President, and that's Harry Sherman, Ed Hill, and Kenneth Cooper. Those are the 3 gentlemen that have served in both positions.
I like that real stuff.
Yeah, they were actually, that local, or that company no longer exists, but they make those signs. They were IBW members that made that. And they did it for a lot of the Chicago locals, or the Illinois locals. That's where they were from.
So they're not in business no more to make anymore.
I believe they closed, is what I was told. Bye, we'll see you guys. Okay, these offices here are really the folks in the executive office that support COOP and IST Noble. It's like their executive assistants, their chief of staff, secretary, the secretaries that support them as well. Now this is the International Executive Council's boardroom. As you can see, these doors came off the previous building. The IBW moved into this building in 2005. About every 30 years prior to that, we were at a different building, and these were at the previous building. When you come in, this is what's called the International Executive Council's boardroom. Pretty similar function to the e-board room at a local union. This is where the International Executive Council, they come and meet and do the same decisions that are done on a local level. But this room is also used for a lot of different functions, meetings as well. This room, in this building, the IBW, there are 7 branches or divisions of the IBW. That's the construction, that includes inside and outside construction. Then you have the utility department, telecom, broadcasting, manufacturing. You have the railroad, and then you also have the government employees. So that's 7 divisions. In those divisions, there's a director, and then there's also international reps that work under the directors in those departments. But then there's also a lot of support departments. Like we consider like media department is a support department. We have an IT group here, membership development, so that's inside construction, outside construction, and then also what we call the P&I, that's everybody that's non-construction. It's a support. We have the, even on this floor, we have a different department that's not just construction, but also like CIR, and then also like business development is up here. This floor is it's very construction heavy, except for the personnel department. The personnel department's up here too, but the rest of the floor is really construction. And so sometimes they have meeting with all the directors in here. It'll be International President Cooper and IST Noble in here having a meeting with the directors. But then sometimes there's also meetings in here with electeds. You know, the government affairs department sometimes needs a place to have meetings when they bring electeds, because they also bring staff and all kinds of stuff. And then even some agencies, like I know we were here for a meeting with the Department of Energy. Department of Energy, they bring a few of the folks. And then we brought in contractors, utilities, manufacturers. They're all IBW represented. You know, during the last administration, they wanted information about how to get grants and loans and all kinds of ways to work with the Department of Energy. And so this is the room that we would bring people in and meeting. Back there is kind of like a small little lobby staging area. So people didn't directly come into this room. They actually kind of went around or staged, and then at a certain point, bring them in. There's also another set of doors, just like when we came in here. If you look at these doors, there's a small conference room in here. When I was at the local level, I actually came to a meeting, and it was in this room. At the time, it was International President Lonnie Stevenson. We had a meeting with him here. So we didn't need this giant room. It was this is a room. Also, this room, they do have speakers and microphones all around. And so if somebody's on one side of the table, they can just, all they have to do is talk, and they could be heard on the other side. They don't. Yep. Cut.